Well, you guys have all said that you've had fairly decent experiences in school and socially. That is not the same for me. I have not had the same experience, and I'm scared to talk about it. That's why I haven't mentioned it once. And that's the biggest fear, because I don't talk about my autism at all.
I'm Joshua Ung, and I've invited 6 youth with disabilities from across the country to meet at a board game cafe near Ottawa to talk about our experiences while we play some games.
I would say I got game because of my positivity.
Arriving from St. John's is Patrick Curtis, an actor with cerebral palsy.
I think I got game because I'm a confident individual.
Gabby De Leon is a Toronto area digital creator with dwarfism.
I got game because though I am little, I can do big things.
Coming in from West Kelowna, BC, is Austin Dutt, a high school senior diagnosed with autism and ADHD.
I got game because of my competitiveness.
Ottawa-based Bianca Borgea is a track Paralympian with a visual impairment.
I have game because I like to push myself past my limits.
Next up, from Milton, Ontario, is Sophia Ferraro, a creative writing student with PTSD, anxiety, and depression.
I got game because I understand myself and I'm really good at reading people.
Rounding out the group, from Markham, Ontario, is media production student and wheelchair user Tai Young.
I got game because I think I bring chaos all the time, but I manage to make it work somehow.
Today, we're playing I Should Have Known That, a trivia game about facts that you probably should know. This is Got Game.
All right, Austin, I'll ask you the first question.
Yeah.
What is the killer's name in the movie series Friday the 13th?
Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, come on.
I know horror movies.
Freddy is in which one?
Friday the 13th. No, that's Nightmare on Elm Street.
I just know there's a man named Freddy and Chucky.
What was I gonna say?
Chucky's from Child's Play.
Yeah.
Patrick, do you want to read one of the cards out?
Bianca. Now, this one you should know, maybe.
No, that's gonna scare me because he's.
Okay, well, you might not, I don't know. What country is the sports apparel and accessories company Adidas from?
I feel like I know this.
Yeah, you should know this. You should know this.
This is gonna make me mad if I don't know it. It's Russia or Germany. I don't know.
No, you have to pick.
I don't know.
You have to choose.
It is one of those, right?
Germany. We're going with Germany.
Germany?
Germany.
You are correct.
I kept going Adidas in my head. I was like, what does it sound like?
Adidas.
I was thinking Nike, and I'm like, no, Nike's Oregon. I'm like, no, Adidas. I'm like, I don't know.
I was actually gonna say Brazil. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, Austin.
Yeah, no.
I think I'm gonna ask you a question now.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your disability?
For sure, I have a few. Honestly, I have ADHD, a form of autism, and PTSD and anxiety.
Okay, by a form of autism, can you elaborate on that?
It's a PDD-NOS, pervasive development disorder, non-otherwise specified, I think it's called. Don't know much about it. All I know is that it's one of the high-functioning ones.
Okay, when did you realize your experience was different than others around you?
It was after I got home from school one time, from class. I looked at my mom and I'm just like, well, Mom, why am I different? She's like, okay, and she, even just saying it now, I don't like saying I have autism. I really don't, and because it's almost non-existent. It used to be very noticeable, but it's not anymore. But so she told me that. I'm like, oh, in my head, I thought it was just gonna be some logical answer that she was gonna give me to why I was different. Because I thought, I'm like, why am I so weird? Why are people not talking to me, you know? And so that's when she told me.
Can you elaborate on feeling like you don't want to say you have autism?
Well, you guys have all said that you've had fairly decent experiences in school and socially. That is not the same for me. I have not had the same experience, and I'm scared to talk about it. That's why I haven't mentioned it once. I always just said my disability. I didn't go into depth. I've just been scared because I'm getting emotional. I got, for the most part, elementary school. High school is way different. High school, I still am top tier, but elementary school, I was heavily bullied the school I went to did not do much to help. People would always like make fun of me, talk behind my back, because when you see someone walking with a CA, you automatically know that someone has something or some type of form of disability, whether that's mental, physical, or emotional. So I started about after like I think grade 6, started actually like telling the school itself to pull back on the CAs so that it wouldn't be as recognizable. And for the most part, it helped. But even then though, because like I don't talk about my autism at all, because I've had so many, like I'm afraid to tell you guys, I feel like you'll feel different about me. But because I've had so many people change how they talk to me after I had told them, or had just dropped me in general. Then there's some people that go like, oh, you don't look like you have autism, or you don't like sound like you. I'm like, autism isn't a physical disability. What do you mean I don't look like I have autism? Like, that doesn't make sense. And then, I couldn't even tell. I'm like, well, sure, you know?
Austin, I want to touch on something, because you're graduating high school this year, and I believe your yearbook quote is worth sharing. Can you tell us what it is and what it means to you?
You know, it sounds like something Sophia would say, I'm not gonna lie. It's a quote my mom always would tell me. Do it because they said you couldn't. Or do it because society said you couldn't.
W quote.
For real. And you did.
And you did. And you did it even better.
Austin is graduating with a 3.6 GPA from his high school in West Kelowna, British Columbia. His mom, Suzanne Rollheiser, is amazed by what Austin has achieved.
When he was growing up, they had said, like, you know, you won't be able to write, you won't be able to do well in school. His balance was really off, so he wouldn't be able to play sports. And you just find avenues to help your child. Sorry, I'm gonna cry. I don't wanna cry. So that they can grow. I was like, there's no way that he's not gonna be able to read or write. Like, he's gonna do this and he's gonna accomplish the world, is what I thought. And I still believe that. I've told him the word can't doesn't exist in our world, and we try, and we'll find another way if it doesn't work, and we just keep trying.
I was able to talk pretty right off the bat and read right off the bat. And it's through her effort that I've been able to basically become who I am.
Although Austin feels nervous about graduating, he's looking forward to starting a vet assistant program at a local college next year.
Oh, I'm very excited, you know, just being able to do what I want, you know, live my life and like try to be the best person I can in this world, you know, with my potential and everything. I know I can be a big impact and, you know, just contribute, because that's always what I want to do. I just wanted to help people, whether that's with their animals, themselves. I'm very much a Swiss Army knife, so I try to help as much as I can. So yeah, I'm very excited.
It is a huge accomplishment for Austin, just to see him. I know he's really scared about the future, but I'm so proud of where he's come from. And I hate crying. He's just done so well.
Got Game returns after the break. Got Game is back.
Okay, Bianca, you ready?
Yes, sir. Ty, who is the author of the James Bond novels?
Oh.
I think Patrick knows this one.
I don't know, but should I guess?
Yeah, go guess.
I don't know, actually. I don't know.
Give a name.
I'm not gonna. Ruby Carr.
No.
Okay, open table.
I can't answer because I saw your phone.
I have no idea, do you know?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna guess the name Arthur.
No.
Edward.
No.
Howard.
Oh, I guess no one gets
All
it.
right, yeah, we can move on to the
Do I
next
take
one. Yeah, you
ask
can
another
tell
question or just it's Ian Fleming.
Ian Fleming, nice.
This is where I volunteer.
In order to prepare for college, Austin has been volunteering at a local vet clinic.
It's okay, buddy. Hi, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. You know, seeing all the owners, seeing all the animals, because it's like a guaranteed rule. You get to pet those things. It is like if they walk in, you get to pet it. There's nothing you can do about it. Like I don't care. You're petting that thing. So that's fun. You know, seeing all the animals, helping them.
While Austin's going into a vet assistant program next year, he hopes to eventually become a vet technician, a job that veterinarian Dr. Noah Oz believes will be perfect for Austin.
He always has a passion towards veterinary medicine. He was very dedicated. He came and asked lots of questions. He wants to be involved, very emotional, very attached to the pets. I think it's a great job for him. I think at this point in life, he's going to take the assistant program and then he's going to go for the technician. So technician is actually a nurse, is the equivalent to a nurse in human medicine. And I think he's a perfect candidate for that. He has the determination, the passion, the sensitivity, the care, the intelligence. He has everything that it takes. So this is Merlin, and he's one of our clinic cats, and we had some complaints from the girls thinking that he might have a heart murmur when they listen to it, so we're gonna check that.
Dr. Oz has been amazing. You know, she's been so open. Like she's opened her arms to me so many times, and she's just been there for everything. She's been able to help me through all like this stuff that I've been going through. Like if I need to talk to her, she's there. She's actually even said, once you get out of this course, we will hire you in a heartbeat. So, so I'm like, you know, she's always been there for me, and I just want to help her as much as she can.
I kind of want to open it up to the floor because it seems like you feel that people talk to you different or treat you different once they found out that you have a disability. Is that something anyone else at the table can relate to, feeling that people treat them differently because of their disability?
I can definitely feel like what you're feeling, because even in elementary school, when they're like, oh, because you have a visual disability, you may not be able to learn the same way. Back when I was in elementary school, I'd have an assistant of like, oh, she's gonna help you with like school and all that stuff. And I was like, I can do things independently on my own. Or she would like talk to me like I'm a little kid. She'd be like, Bianca, do you need help with this? And I'm like, ma'am, I'm 12 years old. You don't have to talk to me like a little kid, and like she'll talk to everyone else normally. So I feel like I definitely understand what you mean by, you know, you kind of felt excluded in that way, where it's like you did not want someone to be there hovering above you all the time, and you kind of just wanted to like be like everyone else. So that's why you kind of just like wanted to hide your disability in that way. Because I also was very like, I did not want to accept help too back when I was in elementary school at all from anyone, and I was kind of suffered a bit in that, because it's like sometimes I did need help, but I didn't want to ask for it because I didn't want to feel different. So I was very like, now I'm getting emotional too. Like there's times where I just like did not want to be different from everyone else. So I definitely understand what you mean by you kind of wanted to hide it, and those times where you kind of just felt like, you know, you kind of felt like bad for yours. Like I kind of felt bad for myself personally, because I'm like, I just want to be like everyone else. So I kind of had to like make up for that in other ways, because I'm like, oh, I'm visually impaired and no one else is. Like, why is it just me? Like, why do I have to get all this stuff and no one else does? Like, why can't I have normal elementary experience? So,
talking about elementary school was definitely one of the roughest times for me and my disability, because I didn't know that I had my disability. I got diagnosed after I attempted suicide at 13. So it was because of my attempt that I got my diagnosis. And so in elementary school, not only was I different because of my disability that I didn't know I had until later, but I was also different because I was a brand new student to my elementary school, and I needed to learn English. So I had ESL instead of French, and I obviously had an accent, and I had just come back from Colombia. So the culture shock was different. Everything was shocking at the same time. And then I got the diagnosis of my disability, and it felt like constantly like, oh, why me? why me, why me? And I didn't tell anybody that I had a disability in my elementary school. Like, I went about it like as if I'm in denial, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, even people in my family today don't even know. Only my mom and like the people who lived with me knew. And so I didn't want anybody to know. I didn't want anybody to know about my disability. I was very unaccepting of my disability. And so in elementary school, I hid it. And the teachers that I had also didn't make it easy. Like, the teachers that I had already were discriminating towards me because of my language barrier. So if on top of that I added a disability, I felt like they would discriminate me even more. And I also got bullying throughout elementary school, and harshly in grade 8, to the point that, like, for example, this is one of the things that happened with bullying. Somebody wrote on my locker, "Kill yourself" with ketchup on it, and like spread it around. And it took them a long time to even figure out who the person was who did that. Plus, just overall the emotions. And I feel you with the whole fact of, like, people would just drop me. They would ask me constantly, like, to repeat myself or to make sure that I was speaking it correctly. Like, even if they understood me, they'd be like, "No, that's not how you say it this way." And they would make me repeat it over and over and over again, like as a mocking. Until I realized they were mocking me, because I wasn't understanding that they were mocking me, right? And so I isolated myself even more when I understood that they were mocking me. So I understand completely the whole, like, isolation, bullying aspect. And this, like, me relating to you in this moment is not even about my disability, because in that moment I didn't know I had my disability until later down the year of grade 8. But I relate to you in the aspect of, like, having somebody like a hawk on you at all times, like putting a red sign over your head, like, this person right here is different than you. And so the isolation, the bullying, all of these different aspects, and that we've already talked about, like, mainly the people telling you can't do something, the people babying you, being hovering over you at all times, all of the things that you just said really spoke to me. And people dropping people, those people don't even deserve to be with you if they're dropping you over something that is so part of who you are.
Thanks for sharing, Sophia. That's great.
Got Game returns after the break. Got Game is back.
Oh, okay, we'll do an easy one. Who needs a win? but also, who doesn't know this?
This is
You should say it and then pick.
empty
Yeah.
right now.
I feel like, but you would know this answer. Okay, respectfully, I'm gonna go to you, Austin.
Respectfully.
I feel like you might know. You probably will know.
I probably will.
Yeah, you'll definitely know this. What was Victoria Beckham's nickname when she was part of the girl group Spice Girls?
I know it. What, she's the lead. She's the one on, like, America's Got Talent now as well, isn't she?
That's Mel B.
That's
Victoria Beckham's married to David.
Beckham.
Yes.
Beckham, like the soccer player Beckham?
That's a question for my brother. I actually have no shit. I don't know.
Do you know any of the Spice Girls?
I know, like, Mel B, and that's about it. They had like 1 or 2 hit songs, and that's it.
Okay.
I'm gonna count down to 3. Whoever can say it first. What was Victoria Beckham's nickname when she was part of the Spice Girls? 3,
Vicky?
3, 2, 1.
I don't know.
Do you all not know Victoria Beckham's name from the Spice Girls?
Vicky?
Wait, no.
Spicy Spice.
No, y'all.
Vicky Spice?
Really?
Baby Spice?
No.
Sugar Spice?
The main
Keep going.
one?
Keep going.
American Ginger Spice.
No. Y'all don't know.
Redhead Spice?
Have I named them all?
Blonde Spice?
Except the one that
I watched
is.
the Spice movie.
Spring.
Posh. Posh Spice.
That makes so much sense.
Y'all, there's baby, there's ginger, there's posh, there's sporty, there's scary.
Yeah.
What about you, Bianca? You had a question for Austin, right?
You seem like you went through a lot in your childhood. Like, how has that, like, made you the person you are now?
I try to mold myself into something that I wasn't, and I try to fit in, so to speak. So at times I'd be annoying, or I'd say jokes even though they had been, like, way, like a conversation had been like gone. And then I started playing a lot of sports. And I started playing, well, I played sports before, but like not competitively. And then I started playing them competitively. I made my whole focus on that. I would train about 4, 3, 5 times a week. It depended on the situation. I'd go to the gym, lift weights, eat more. And that's when my life really started to change because, okay, this is the first, can I say something? I've never said something to anyone about this before. That's fine.
Yes, go for it.
I wanted to kill myself. I didn't attempt, but I wanted to.
When?
Elementary school. Grade 4 or 5. My mom knew about it. I asked her about it like years after, and she's like, oh, I know. I'm like, why didn't you say anything? Like, if you knew about it, because usually like she would like come up to me and go like, oh, why are you saying that? She's like, I knew about it. She's like, I know you were hurting Austin. That's why I didn't say anything. I didn't want to hurt you any more than you already were. And so I went back to the sports. I went to focus my energy on that. So played sports, soccer. My mom played professional soccer for Team Canada, so wanted to live up to that type of image, and so far, so good. Playing semi-professional in a men's league. I got signed as a goalie.
For the past year, Austin has been working with soccer coach Luis Solerte to improve his goaltending skills.
I want you bending more those hips and know your knees, okay? 2, 3, and go. Yes. He's a skilled keeper, you can see it. And not only that, he's open to work, he's open to develop. He's not a player that thinks, okay, I got everything. Or the player that thinks, okay, I cannot do anything else. No, he's always open to grow. So I don't see a roof for him, to be honest, on what the level he can play.
Sports are my life. I very much live by them. And just to be able to play them, the thrill of it all, you know, playing for a team, knowing that you can shine better than some other people and show off yourself in a way that is either competitive or egotistical is very nice. So, and I've always, you know, they're just, sports to me mean everything.
And let's go.
So for him to help me out and just for the past year to improve me overall is amazing. I've never had a coach like him before because I've never really had a straight-on goalie coach. I was basically a homemade goalie for the longest time.
Yeah, one more, full confidence. And go arms and legs, go, coordination, arms, be free, good. Yeah, beauty. For me, Austin is just an incredible human being. And not only on the field, I mean, Austin is just an amazing person. And again, every single time he's just next to me, I'm in a happy place. I'm in a happy place. I love to share my time with him. And again, this is a growing experience for me. It's not only helping a child to develop, I'm developing with him. And again, I'm learning a lot from him.
All right, Sophia, your turn.
What's the capital of Finland?
Who are you asking?
To Patrick.
I'm gonna leave it up to Hex because I don't know that one.
I think I know.
Fiji.
Helsinki.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was like something bird.
Wait, what? Really? Fiji?
No. No.
Isn't Fiji its own country?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay,
It's like, that cannot be right.
actually.
I'm like, Fiji's its own country, I'm pretty sure.
Got Game returns after the break. Got Game is back.
All right, Bianca.
I actually have a question. So for me, I use sport as a source of like therapy. Like sport, like playing sports is kind of like, it makes me free.
For sure.
And like, I just feel so relieved, like especially after school, I'm like, oh, I love to go to the track just like to get that nice run in. So
every time I go on the ice, it's just so relaxed. Like, you know, like I've never daydreamt before, but like, think of it like this. You walk through the gates because it's solid ground and then you just go onto the ice. It's like walking out of an airplane. Immediate difference in air quality, immediate difference in like condition, how you feel. Everything just goes quiet.
While Austin enjoys playing soccer, hockey is his real passion.
I started hockey late. I played soccer my whole life. So, but hockey I enjoy more. Hockey is my sport in my opinion. I love it. Watching it, I love collecting cards, I love playing it. It was a release. It was a stress releaser. I know if I could just go on the ice, everything would just disappear. I wouldn't have to focus on anything. Future Austin problem, as toxic as that sounds, but it'd be a future problem. You just have to focus on what's happening around.
And while he loves playing, Austin also enjoys giving back to his local hockey community.
So I'm a coach for the Central Okanagan Wildcats. I volunteer there. It's a program where kids with diverse abilities that are usually of younger age learn how to play hockey. But, just try to help them learn hockey and how to play hockey because, other teams might not accept them for who they are, and that's wrong. So for this team and this organization, it's very important to help them learn how to play because it's not easy, especially with their circumstances, to go out and play on a team with people without diverse abilities. So with people with diverse abilities on that team, it's way easier for them to relate and make new friends and learn because they aren't feeling that they're judged. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I try to help as much as I can. I try to make people stay as much as I can, make the world you want to live in.
Okay, Austin. What was Bobby Fischer exceptionally good at?
Who the f is Bobby Fischer?
For real.
Is that a baseball player?
There you go.
Take a guess.
I'm saying baseball player.
No. Does anyone know?
Hockey?
No.
He's not.
A golfer.
Man, chess players are gonna hate us. Yeah.
And I play chess.com too. I'm ashamed of myself.
Yeah, don't be
My
sharing.
grandmother would know that actually.
Your grandma good at chess?
Yes.
Gabby, you got a question for Austin, right?
Yes. What's your favorite hockey memory?
It has to be this year because I got named captain of the high school hockey team this year, and as someone with a disability, and I can tell you something that I'm very proud to share because no one at my high school knows I have a disability besides the actual CEAs themselves. No one knows it, and I'm like it's not like something like, oh, they actually they do not. No, they don't know it, and I'm surprised. So I'm very proud of that because to be named captain, they just consider me a normal person. But at the same time, I almost wish they did know to see if I still would be named captain.
You are normal. You are a normal human being, just like everybody at this table, just like everybody in this world.
It doesn't feel that way.
I know it doesn't. Trust me. I'm pretty sure if there's anybody in the world that would understand how it doesn't feel in the world, it's all of us here. It doesn't feel because society makes it not feel like we are normal. Society purposely tries to cast us away or make us feel insecure about the things that are different about us. But you are normal. You have a soul, and that is, you're human. That is the basic. You're human. But when it comes to your disability or our disabilities, how important do you think it is to be open about your disability in order for your own acceptance?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yes.
I sometimes think it's not important. A lot of the time, I don't think it's important.
Why?
I've had so many people in my life. I have so many people in my life treat me different. And I can damn well tell as soon as I say it, they act different. It might take a day, it might take weeks, but I can immediately know once it happens.
I just want to say, from me, to you, I'm not going to treat you any differently. I've had friends with many types of different disabilities, when it was autism, OCD, you can name it. I've had friends with it. And I just treat them as the way they treat me. If they treat me the same way before, even after finding out my disability, I will still treat them the same because
That's
I
exactly
know.
what I want. That's the only thing I ask for anyone that knows me, just to treat me as you would before I told you.
Yeah. I can understand how every single time that you open up and then they switch up, you would want to be less open with the next person and less open with the next person and less open with the next person and completely diminish your range of hope for anybody ever accepting you for who you truly are. Trust me, I know that. I've lived it. And I was at one point in my life genuinely concerned if I was able to ever be myself with anybody. But if there's anything I could tell you is that you shouldn't let that hope die. There are people that will see you and accept you for who you are.
And some people already have, because like you told us, like you are now the captain of your sports team. Like you have done so much for yourself now that it doesn't even show. Like you are trying your best, you are doing your best, and you're doing amazing at it at that too. Like getting accepted too to a sports team, and also being part of Team BC. Like that's amazing. So you should be proud of you, and like continue to be proud of you, like, because everything you do, you're just doing it for you. You're doing it to make yourself better.
The thing that I'm honestly most proud of you right now, and I just met you 2 days ago, is your vulnerability, your bravery. In order for you to be vulnerable, you need to be brave. And in comparison to all of your life, when you've seen that people have switched up after you've opened up and been vulnerable, it's hard to be brave again and again and again and again just to get the same result from people literally turning their back against you. But the fact that people have turned their back against you constantly, and you decided to be brave today and talk to us, that is the thing that I'm most proud of, and you should keep doing it no matter how many times people try and switch up on you.
I love you guys.
Love you too.
Got Game returns after the break. Got Game is back.
What do you guys think, Patrick?
Well, would you say that society sometimes has a one-size-fits-all for a disability?
Definitely.
Do you think that, like, basically, you know...
They kind of clump it in
Well,
together.
if you have autism, and I met another person with autism, you two would be exactly the same, but that's not this.
Bias, unintentionally, I probably wouldn't talk to the same as I've been talking to you guys right now because of how the treatment I got.
It's a bit of a depressing thought to think that, you know, society, you know, a large chunk of society does feel that, like, if a person has the same disability, they should be treated the same.
Yeah.
And that, you know, there is this one-size-fits-all, so this is the official way how to deal with, you know, this type of disability, and there's no variation on it. Then that's obviously not the case, right?
God damn, Patrick, that was good.
Going off of what Patrick said too, so I also have ADHD, and I was diagnosed pretty late, so I wasn't fully aware of a lot of the way that impacted me all throughout my middle school and all of this. But there was a really interesting sort of phenomenon that I noticed having a visible disability and people knowing that first, that people throughout my life would constantly be doing so many things to over help and over assist, and I wouldn't need that, and I would just be like, I'm good, like I'm just chilling. But then when I started to look for supports for mental health and supports for understanding my ADHD, people were a lot less receptive to it. People were very much like, oh, well, you're just...
I'm gonna talk about this.
Yeah, like people were very much not as quick to, you know, jump in and do that. They didn't almost respect it as something that,
Was
you know,
real.
I could deal with or was real, and they... So it's just it's a thing that I definitely noticed, and I think, I don't think I can give a reason.
I feel like mental illness is something that people don't take seriously and stigmatize. And although we've gotten better over the years about it, the fact that you can testify to saying that, like, everybody for your visible disability was always there helping, always there, like, overly, like, stretching a hand for help, or like even if you were like chilling, you didn't need any help, they would still like offer and baby and, you know, make sure that you were okay, etc. And you saw the difference when it came to your physical disability and your invisible disability. Why do you think that is?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I feel it's so new to me, understanding my own mental health, that it's something that I'm trying to find the words for, trying to find the language to as well. But I think that growing up, a lot of people, again, going back to assumptions, would assume, oh, I wouldn't be able to do this, I won't be able to move around easily, or I need help with a lot of physical things, when in my personal experience that wasn't the case. But one thing that I was always not great at was time management, organization, getting projects done on time, staying focused in class, all of these things. But a lot of people never clocked that I had any sort of concerns in that area, because they kind of just assumed that my wheelchair and my disability like came with these things, and they were like, oh, you have this disability, so we're just gonna go easy, we're gonna do all of this. And then when I became an adult and I had to start focusing and doing projects, doing work, really putting in energy into being a functioning human, I was like, I'm really struggling with this. I'm really having a hard time. And I would tell people, and they'd be like, well, you just have to do it. Well, just like, you know, as you get older, you just gotta get it together. It's life, like that. And, you know, I don't think necessarily me getting into this, first of all, time blindness, and also this feeling of like, I guess, mental paralysis, where I just can't bring myself to do certain things or to get myself to be consistent on a schedule. It's like people are just, well, just get it together and just do it, because that's how life is, and you need to, like, people aren't gonna change and help you out with that. But it's like, but they are constantly changing and helping out for things that I don't need.
Those are the same people that say, oh, everybody has mental health illnesses or issues. No.
No, you don't.
Yeah. All right, Sophia, your turn.
Okay. I don't know who would know this. Okay. Bianca.
Oh. Okay.
What is the chemical symbol for carbon dioxide?
Oh, it's CO2. Give my card.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, okay. Got Game returns after the break. Got Game is back.
So for like the next generation coming up, do you think with kids that have your disability, what advice would you give them going into sport?
Go kick some ass. You know what Sophia was saying, I guess I should have been saying it, but you've helped me. Thank you. I needed that. I really needed that. Me and you are examples that people can get through it. That people can get through it, and that they will, and they can still be successful.
Yes.
And that they can still get through whatever life throws at them, even if you are so close to giving up.
I have no shame in saying that I've given up. I have. I've given up on love. I've given up on trust. I've given up in vulnerability. I've given up in so many aspects of my life before. But when I realized that I gave up and I was empty inside, all of these things are what makes life life. Love, vulnerability, care, passion. I was giving up who I was, my personality, who I was at my core. I was giving up my soul. I felt like I was literally signing a contract with the devil.
I thought my soul had already been took.
Yeah. And that was the breaking point, and that's when I attempted to kill myself, and I did. I actually went to the hospital, and that version of me that gave up on all of who I was died that day. Died 100% that day, and I became a whole different person that swore to never give up on those things that made me who I was.
The only difference, I totally agree with everything you're saying. The only difference with me is I was a husk. I was a husk of my former self. I was not who I was before, and then I just stopped trying. Like, it was to the point where, like, as cringy as it sounds, my mom and my sports saved me, and because it gave me a new outlook on life.
Yes.
And, you know, I started looking at it differently. I'm like, okay, you know, you were on this earth for a reason, and if you don't think you won, first off, I'm not gonna say that joke. That joke's kind of cringy as well. That's not, that, I was just gonna say.
Say it.
Are you sure? You sure?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
scared, but say it.
You're like one sperm. So first off.
Oh no, never mind. Cancel. Cut. Anyway, reverse and go.
Austin currently lives at home with his mom and younger brother, Riley. His family's support has meant everything to him.
Did you bring in your cup?
My mom is my best friend, and I don't appreciate her enough sometimes. A lot of the time, actually. She is my world, and I love her so much because whatever she does for me, she does it out of her heart and her generosity. She has helped me so much, and I don't think anyone else could have changed me like this. She's such an inspiration. Like, everyone needs to be like my mom because my mom is the mom. And for her to just raise me and my brother to who we are today on her own, I'm not saying we're perfect, but for her to do that, she's made us very, 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 very successful, and I'm forever grateful. Like, I always say my mom is my dad. There is no dad. My mom is my mom and my dad. She took up that role of being both because there was no one there to fill it. Like, she's such a badass. I don't know how she does it sometimes.
I think the biggest thing is trying to make sure that you are just fighting for your kid. I don't know how many times I phoned the school and just say no. Like, no, he can do this. And I've always communicated to the teachers as well as the principal, tell me how I can help him and I will get it done. If I need to get him a tutor or if I need to spend more time with him, I will do it. And I will also help educate you on how he thinks.
I am so rusty. I haven't played this in ages.
While his journey has been long, Austin hopes that others can find the self-acceptance and self-improvement that have helped him so much.
I had to realize, be yourself. My mom kept on saying that to me, and I didn't really get it until about 9th grade. And then after that, everything just started going up for me. I'm a very strong believer. If you put enough work in, you can change who you are. So if you are worried about how people are going to perceive you, you can easily change how people perceive you in a healthy way, of course. So if you want to do that, go for it, because that's what I did. I was awkward for a long period of time, and I changed myself for the best and became someone who I'm proud of to this day. I haven't been able to open up like this in a long time.
Well, I'm glad you're able to do it with us.
I do want to just say one thing, because we're talking a little bit about like community and seeing people and all of this, and I just like the vulnerability that you're showing is really like amazing. Like, we're all here, we're all connected in this moment, and I feel like we all see you, we all like are really getting to know who you are. So I just want to like thank you for sharing all of this, because it's really it's a lot of trust that you're doing, and it's really brave. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there.
Can I give you all a hug after this?
Yeah. Okay, Bianca, you ready?
So Joshua, in what city did Jim Morrison die and was buried?
Oh, New York.
Now it's open.
Egypt.
No.
London.
No.
California.
No.
It's
Toronto.
American.
No.
It's not American.
Guys, we haven't even been naming cities.
London?
No.
Oh. It's not American?
What country is it in?
I
What
can't say it 'cause
continent? What continent?
Europe.
Dublin, Ireland.
Italy. No.
Paris?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what the card is though.
Italy
Ah,
is
okay.
not
You know
a
what?
city.
I'll just give you a random card. Here you go.
Italy is a country.
You're welcome.
Austin, we really appreciate you being so vulnerable here with us today. And that is God Game.
Producer, Tim Alp. Associate producer and host, Joshua Ung. Created by Joshua Ung through AMI's apprenticeship program. Written and story edited by Maureen Carter. Director of photography, Benjamin Dion. Editors, Caitlin Martell, Suzanne Hancock. Integrated described video specialist, Ron Rickford. Supervising producer, M. Williams. Copyright 2024 Accessible Media Inc. Produced for AMI by Mountain Road Productions.
An AMI original production.